Welcome to the Bodhi Academy. In today's video, we will start with class 9 science chapter, that is improvement in food resources. So have you ever heard about something called as green revolution or white revolution? So what were these movements or why were these implemented? So let us learn about this in this chapter. So improvement in food resources, what does this mean? Now, as we all know, all living organisms require energy, and this energy is gained by eating the food. Now, this food supplies us with proteins, carbohydrates, fats, minerals, and vitamins, and all of these nutrients are required for growth, the body development, growth, and maintaining our health. Now we get food from plants and animal sources. Okay, the plants we get through farming or agriculture, and animal foods we get from animal husbandry. So all living organisms need food for health, growth, and development. Then the food provides us with nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Now why do we need to improve the food resources, or why do we need to increase the production of food resources? Now as we know, India is a vast country with a large population, and the population is still growing. So to provide sufficient food to all these people, we need to improve our food resources or the production of food, so that we have sufficient food for all. Now the improvement or the increase in food production can be done by increasing the land on which the crops are cultivated. But India is already very intensively cultivated country. Okay, in our India, agriculture is already done very intensively. So there is not much chance, or not much land which can be further adapted for agriculture. So what can we do? Okay, so now because we cannot increase the land for cultivation, we have to increase the efficiency of production for both the crops and the livestock, that is the animal husbandry and farming. We have to increase the efficiency in both the zones. So I had asked, what is green revolution? So green revolution is the program introduced in many countries to increase the food production by use of modern technology, proper irrigation, and improved seeds. So in green revolution, it is the program which is introduced in many countries to increase the food production. How this food production can be increased? It is by using modern technology such as the tractors and all, reducing the manual labor and replacing it with the modern technology. Then proper irrigation of the crops in the field, which will give a better yield. Then also using improved seeds, the improved hybrid varieties of seeds or genetically modified seeds. So this all resulted in better yields in the crop. Then what is white revolution? White revolution is a program in India to increase the production of milk in India. Now this program has made India self-sufficient in the production of milk. Okay. Now let us learn what are the different types of crops which are grown, and some examples and the values, or what kind of nutrients they provide. So first one are the cereals. The cereal crops like rice, maize, wheat, millets, or sorghum. Now all these cereals will provide us with carbohydrates, right? Rice, wheat, all these provides us with carbohydrates, which gives us the energy. Then the second type of crops is pulses. Now pulses examples: gram, black gram, green gram, moong, then pigeon pea, lentils. all these pulses will have proteins, and these pulses will provide us with the proteins in our diet. Then there are various oil seeds which are cultivated. So example, soyabean, groundnut, sesame seeds, then castor, we get castor oil, mustard oil, then sunflower oil. So all these are oil seeds which are used to extract the oils, and they have the fats, they provide us with the fats or the oils. Then vegetables, spices and fruits. Vegetables like carrot, then spices, cinnamon, orange, then spinach. All these are fruits, vegetables and spices, and these will have minerals, vitamins, small amounts of carbohydrates, fats and proteins as well. Now all these are the crops which we can consume, but there are also fodder crops. Okay, these fodder crops are the grown, which are the food for livestock. That is, in animal husbandry, these crops are grown as food for the livestock. So what are these? Oats, Sudan grass. These are some example of these fodder crops. Now we have seen different kinds of crops. Let us see the cropping season. Okay. So in India, there are mainly two seasons in which a variety of crops are grown, and there is also a third season which is cropping season, which is usually in summers. Some of the fruits or vegetables are grown. So let us see. The first one is Kharif season. So this Kharif season is these crops are grown during the rainy season, that is from June to October. Okay, so the plants are sown in June, and by October we can throughout this time period we get these Kharif crops. Okay, so examples of Kharif crops are rice, maize and millets. There are various other examples also. Then the second one is the Rabi season. Now this Rabi cropping season, it is in the winter period. Okay, in the colder months, that is from November to April. During this season, the crops which require colder temperatures are grown. For example, wheat, then pigeon pea, soyabean, all these are grown during the Rabi season. Then Zaid cropping season is from March to June, and in this mostly the local vegetables and fruits are grown. For example, sugarcane, watermelon, cucumbers. In summer season, all these crops are seen mostly in the markets. So we have seen this. Now let us see improvement in crop yield. So how there can be improvements in crop yields, how we can improve the production of the crops or get a better yield. So cereals such as wheat, rice, maize, millets, sorghums, all these provide us with carbohydrates. We have already discussed all of these benefits. So let us see. In India, there has been a 4 times increase in the production of food grains from 1952 to 2010, and with only 25% increase in the cultivable land area. Now, without much increase in the cultivable area, how were we able to gain so much increase in the production of food? So, how has this increase in production been achieved? Now let us see. So the first is the choice of seeds for planting. Now these are some of the ways through which we can get better or higher yield. So first is the choice of seed. The seeds which are to be used for growing should be selected, and higher yielding seeds should be used for this agriculture. Then the second is the nurturing of the crop plants. How these crops are nurtured, if they are if the weeding is properly done, if they are provided with proper irrigation and all that. The third is protection of the growing and harvested crops from loss. This is usually the management of pests or any microorganisms. We have to save or protect our crops by these agents. So the major groups of activities for improving crop yields can be classified as crop variety improvement, then crop production improvement and crop protection improvement. Okay, the crop variety improvements means the selection of proper and better yielding seeds. Crop production improvement means the nurturing of the crop plants or providing with proper manure, fertilizers and irrigation, all that comes in the second point. And the third is crop protection management. So first we will see crop variety improvement. Now this approach depends on finding a crop variety that can give a good yield or a higher yield. So the varieties or the strains of crops that can be selected by breeding for various useful characteristics such as disease resistance, response to fertilizers, product quality and high yields. Now when selecting these seeds, what are the factors which are kept in mind? So this should have disease resistance. Okay, if certain seeds or certain varieties of seeds have good disease resistance, then they respond better to the fertilizers, and also the product quality, or they have higher yield, then these seeds are mostly selected. So one of the ways of incorporating these desirable characters into crop varieties is by hybridization. Okay, so what is hybridization? Hybridization refers to the crossing between two genetically dissimilar plants. Okay, now what this means is, suppose there is a plant which is disease resistance. Okay, now suppose there is a plant of, suppose wheat, and it is disease resistant, and there is another plant, another strain of plant which is, suppose, which has higher yield. Okay, this plant has higher yield. So what is done is that these two plants are crossed. Okay, these two plants are hybridized so that the resultant progeny will have both of these characters which are desirable. That is, the resultant plants will be high yielding as well as disease resistant. So the farmers will be able to protect their plants from various diseases, as well as they will get a higher yield. So this crossing may be, let us highlight it in a different color. So this crossing may be intervarietal. Intervarietal means between two different varieties. Then it can be interspecific, means between two different species of plants but of the same genus. Okay, the genus have to be same, but the species could be different and they can be crossed together. Or it could be intergeneric. Intergeneric means between different genera or between different genus. So these are the three types of hybridization which could be carried out. First one is the intervarietal, that is between two different varieties. Second is interspecific, that is between two different species of the same genus. And the third is intergeneric, that is between two different genera. Then another way of improving crop is by introducing a gene that would provide a desirable characteristics. Now this would result in the genetically modified crops. As I had already said, sometimes GMO seeds or genetically modified seeds are used. Now what this means is that suppose a plant is high yielding but it is not disease resistant, so they will introduce the disease resistant gene in its DNA or in its genetic material. They will introduce this disease resistance gene. So they will introduce this disease resistant gene, so that this plant, then the progeny, will have both high yielding as well as disease resistance capacity. So for varieties of crops to be accepted, it is for new varieties of crops to be accepted, it is necessary that the variety produce high yield under different conditions that are found in different areas. So they should be able to give high yield in all climatic conditions, for as in colder regions, also in hotter regions of the country too. So the farmers will need to be provided with good qualities of seeds of a particular variety. That is, the seeds should be of the same variety and germinate under the same conditions. Okay. So this is all in this lecture. The further part we will continue in the next part of this lecture. So the cultivation practices and the crop management we will see in the next class. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.